Greetings, world and family. I am Richard, coming to you today being Friday, June the 27th, for another edition of Ascension Symptoms and what you were never told about them. So, I had a very specific Ascension symptom happening for some time now, and I brought it with me into my morning ritual of a meditation. So I'm surfing through the family always first, and then I ripple out into the collective. And yes, this is a very good one to tap into today, because I saw it wasn't just me, like I saw it ripple out. And this edition is going to be about nausea. All right. So my beautiful family, if you have been feeling lately like spontaneous outbursts of nausea, of wanting to throw up, it might not be that something's wrong with you. It could just very well be indeed an ascension symptom. Now, how I've been going through it is that I'd be going around my day, and then spontaneously, for just a brief amount of seconds, 3, 5, 7 seconds, I get that nausea right there in my stomach, but then it will pass. So, what has been creating this, and why do I get this? It's not necessarily what I'm eating. I mean, it happens at random times. And not only just like in front of food, but sometimes if I'm in public, sometimes drinking a coffee, but it comes and goes. So how I saw it is basically, and I love this because I'm going to actually keep it for the title because I find it so like punk rock. And it is puking out the matrix, vomiting the matrix out. So what I was able to see in going deep within my inner flame in my meditation is that right now, as I've spoken in all the other videos, is that we're going through such a timeline shifts right now where many paradigms or many timelines are crashing down and coming back to the one, the singularity. So how I see it is that if you're just going about your business and then suddenly, right, you get nauseous. Now, what is that? What is really happening? Now, the vessel, the body is highly intelligent. And if you look at your gut, it would be almost like an oracle, right? The second brain. So when we do indeed have timelines that are collapsing, so that all aspects come back home to the singular, the one, the source, you might have brief seconds of a detox happening from a parallel version of you. So as it comes in, there's that detox happening to whatever was happening on that different timeline. So I saw that and I found that very, very interesting. I acknowledged it. It resonates for me. But there's more. I mean, there has to be more, right? Because people are reporting like not just with food. Sometimes they're, like I said, going out in public. So I'm looking all into that. So what could happen also with these outbursts of nausea? Well, it could be often when we are around like electronics or media or Wi-Fi connections or towers, right? And that would be that the frequency is so off balance with what is happening to us as we are indeed turning into crystalline, that's where we get that nausea right there, that we're repelled by it totally. Okay, so that made a lot of sense. But then there's also the food aspect. People are reporting that they get hungry, they go for food, and all of a sudden they look at their food and they get nausea. They just can't eat it. So how I was shown about this is that there is a difference here because this food that is presented in front of us no longer resonates to what is happening in our ascension. Whether it be that the frequency is very dense, it still remains that it is not like a frequency that the soul is requiring of a light energy. So, I mean, yes, we do need to eat. A lot of people are going more into like fruits right now, which is a very good idea. But, we still need to eat. So we have to be very aware of how clean the food is. We all know this. But also, like, to do an incantation over your food, right? I've mentioned this in the past. I do it for my cat food, for my cats. I do it to my water. I do it to my food, to my coffee. And I always like glide my hands over it because my hands have got all these meridians, right? And everyone is like alive, like a little portal. So there's so much energy. This is why healers use their hands to heal. So, like I bliss this food with love and light, and I remove all toxins from within. This I declare through my higher self, oversoul, and the universe. And so it is. So, with intention, we can do this, and that will help. And what else did I see in regards to nausea? Sometimes it's even around beings or peoples or groups in public. And that's also like a frequency that is happening that we're not resonating to the same exact frequency. So you get that second brain, the stomach, that gets nausea for a second. Nothing is wrong with us. This is actually a very, very good symptom. It's like your inner compass that is bringing you back home to the frequency that it aligns to the singularity that is you coming online, right? I mean, that's why they call it like, the gut feeling. It is the second brain. There was so much going on with our tummies. And yes, let me see, because I did take a few notes. I want to make sure I have not forgotten anything here. I did write an invocation for afterwards, though, babies. And okay, so as I was going deeper, I'm so glad I looked, and then something like flashed at me, and it is like a pharmaceutical for a food suppression, which is like, as an example, Ozempic. So I know that this doesn't belong in an Ascension symptom video because they are two very different things, right? When we have the gag reflex or the nausea coming in, it's that inner compass, right? That is purging different timelines and bringing you on point for what you should be directing your frequency to in order to consume. Whereas the other one, well, that's a very different, it is to suppress. So it is like the industry that's telling, programming people who have like trauma about self-worth on how to look. But I just found it very interesting that that word Ozempic had showed up so big in front of me. So that will be a beautiful video for an upcoming video. So yes, there is all that. So I will keep my invocation for after. So let's just go look with the cards. Higher Self, Oversoul, and Universe. Please tell me everything I need to see, everything I need to know in regards to this Ascension symptom, which is vomiting the matrix. What is happening with this? These brief flashes of nausea, whether we're in groups, in front of food, for no apparent reason. So I'm calling that there's different timelines crashing into the singularity. I am tapping also that, the oracle of the stomach, is very intelligent and is giving us a signal of what no longer serves, what the body wants and craves for. No more of what we were programmed for, right? We're breaking those shackles. The whole DNA, our spirituality is all changing and coming so much online. All right, let's see. So first I got Gaia. So the first one that came out was Gaia. So we're talking about this Ascension symptom. So the Empress. All right. And then second, we did have that flew out, the King of Cups. He's got something hidden under his cloak. And we're learning strict boundaries about truth, justice with the Queen of Swords. So right away in the past, right? So ascension symptoms is all connected with our mother Gaia. And then we're talking about something that no longer serves under his blanket, his dress. We can look also as this around the tummy area, the second gut. There's secrets under there. And then we're learning truth, justice with firm boundaries of what no longer serves, that our body is very intelligent and is reacting to it, right? The information with that sword. In the now moment, we do have the Tower card. So something is crashing, a foundation that no longer serves is being struck by lightning and going down. At the heartbeat, we do have the Emperor. So now we got the counterpart. We first got Gaia. Now at the heartbeat, we got the Creator that's there. So this is a very good. Yes, in a time where we feel stuck with the nausea, we're blind to the information of what's truly going on. For the future, we do have, yes, a lot of people could be stressed about that. What's wrong with me? Why do I get nausea? Is it because I am ill? Is it because I am sick? But this is always the Nine of Swords, exaggerated, blown out of proportion, stress, my family. Then we move on to, look, we're getting ready. This is the Three of Wands. That is crossing a portal. We've made the plans with the Two of Wands. Now with the Three, we're actually just waiting for the ship to come in so that we can go to the planned, reserved. Everything is already waiting for us journey. It is a crossing portal, and this is what Ascension Symptoms truly, really is all about. And then we end with, yes, because it could be very confusing, okay, in these times. So, Nine of Swords, blown out of proportion stress as we are ascending, as we are having these ascension symptoms. And it's very confusing. We don't know what's going on. You know, everything's flip-flopping and leaving everyone highly perplexed. In the clarifiers, we have a new day, a new dawn, a rebirth, the fool's new journey. Then at the heartbeat, there's my Two of Wands, right? Making the plans of holding the world in our hand, crossing the 11th portal. And then we end with, it's the end of the old world for the rebirth of the new world. There where it's Gaia, full blown on a line, awake, we're ascending. So, you know, I got a lot of powerful cards here, right? I got the Fool, I got the World, I got a lot of portals. Nothing creepy crawly, it's just that it is explaining basically what we're truly going through. Now let's go get some golden glories. Oh, my golden glorious Fanny. And then we'll go over it one more time. Then we'll use pendulum. And then I'm going to read you my invocation if you'd like to hear it. I know you do, because I read it in your comments. All right, so ascension symptoms, the gut. Yeah, we've been uncomfortable for a very long period of time. And with these ascension symptoms, we're getting enlightened with this halo right there. Then we do have Judgment Day, a wake-up call. The trumpet is arising, the dead, the sleepers, ascension symptoms. And then we end with the Lovers. So a restored Garden of Eden, how it was once created for the purpose of a beautiful experience, living out of the human experience, right? Everything is coming full circle. This is why we're going through so much right now. Everything is being restored. No matter what subject I look at, whether it be ascension symptoms or like anything involving like the golden era, I always get the same direction, the same end game. Every time I look into the future, we're all transmuting to what we were originally made to be before the whole compromised everything that had enslaved us into a martial law so it could feed upon us because we are sentient beings. And what had controlled, we're not. Now, over it one more time for the ascension symptom of the gut. So it is all in relation to Gaia, right? The new golden era. We're talking about the stomach, so that could be very well here because under the cloak, it's something we do not see that is hidden. We're talking about nausea. And then we are learning to have strict boundaries with these ascension symptoms. Huh? So like the information. Could also talk about, you know, those timelines collapsing here. I can see with the sword here and then the 2 and the 3 of Wands. But in the now moment, we do have something, some foundation is crashing, falling into the quicksand to vanish away. We are sponsored at the Heartbeat with our creator. So we got the counterpart, the creators, divine sacred feminine, divine sacred masculine, in a time where we are blind, stuck to what's going on. Right? Ascension symptoms. Although it's going to keep bringing some stress to some, like, is there something wrong with my health? It's blown out of proportion because we are having all those timelines collapsing and coming back to the singularity there as we are like crossing to a new, stronger dimension, right? The golden era, because we have to be crystalline for this, right? It's no longer supported of like the carbon clay template, which is like 3D, a frequency. And people are very confused. They don't know what's going on. They're left perplexed with the shadow figure right here because whatever they're looking at, it changes something else and then something else. What's going on? It's a blown out of proportion. We're having ascension symptoms. Now, in the clarifyings, why all this is because we're having a start over again. So instead of having a mud flood or like fire or drowning, we're actually crossing over in our avatar. This is why these symptoms are so very important, because everything is moving around, everything is growing up, it's going to crystalline, because or else we wouldn't be able to make it. And this is it at the Heartbeat, holding the world in our hand, our Gaia, and we're ready to cross a portal. There where it's a new world, the end of the old for the rebirth of the new. So, you know, like that could be the end. So, you know, and then the rebirth, you know, while we're going through like the portal movement, exchange. In the Goldens, we have been uncomfortable for a very long period of time with Mr. Hangman. At the Heartbeat, it is a judgment day. It is a wake-up call. It is a rising the dead. There where we're going back full circle to a restored Eden. There where we are not have the shackles as in the devil card. Glorious. Now, let's go get Sally. Sally's been wanting to come out lately, which I'm very happy because we love her. All right, Sally, baby. So am I accurate in all my intro here about nausea being an ascension symptom? Yeah, because it just comes out of nowhere for like spikes, a few seconds here, then goes away. Now, am I accurate in also seeing like all these timelines are coming crashing back home to the singular that is choosing to be the one that is going to be you know, turning crystalline for the golden era, for the beautiful free experience. Yes, so we got that. So when those timelines collide, we can have like a moment of nausea, which is like bringing, detoxifying, like whatever experience was living somewhere else and coming back home. So it's like detoxifying. So a spirit of... And also, like, it's like a bell, right? Like, oh, something just happened. Something just changed. Something came back home, a little bit like a doorbell, if you want. All right, and in my cards here, so I am accurate in all that I said. Yes, absolutely. It's for a restored Gaia. So we don't have to, it's blown out of proportion stress that we're feeling. People are confused, but that's like the worst of the cards that I got. It's not a big deal. Everything else is really, really positive. And again, I see the future. It is golden indeed. All right, my beautiful Freddy. Oh, I forgot to do you a little cheers with some caffeine. Ah, yum, yum. Bubble gum, babies. Now, are you ready for a little invocation? I am. Let's go get it. All right. So it's a short one, but it's a beautiful one. All right. Closing an invocation to vomiting the matrix. To all the bodies purging what they can no longer hold. To all the souls repelled by lies, served on silver platters. May your nausea be the compass back to your truth. May your purge be praised. You are not sick. You are sovereign. Yeah. Short, sweet, but it's got the punch in it. So I hope you liked the invocation. I hope you liked this video. And again, this series is to help out, it's not all ascension symptoms, but when I'm talking about these little outbursts and all that, we are going through changes. And, what I want to do is offer, that, okay, you're not crazy, you don't have to exaggerate the stress rate here. It's normal. Everyone's going through it. So be good to yourself and listen, right? These are little telltale signs when we have these symptoms. And this one with the tummy, there's a lot to it, right? So if we listen, we can surf the symptoms way better. Because we're made aware that we're not dysfunctional, we're not broken down. And in realizing that, it removes the stress. Because, what you focus on, you do attract, So we got to be very mindful of all these things, my family. So, I got to get ready for work. I hope you enjoyed the video. I wish you all an amazing weekend. And I'll catch you all on the next read. Rock and roll, babies. Ow! I love you back.